another episode in the Psychic, Spiritual and Wellness Online Expo Week that we are running here on mytimetv.live. Oh my God, the lineup just gets better and better and better. Not that the others haven't been fantastic. It's just been a wow of a week, and it's fantastic. My absolute pleasure to bring to you today Jamie Wilhelm. I'm Adaire Palmer, and I would love to introduce him. Jamie will teach you how to learn to feel like you've already won the lotto. So his speciality is intuitive lotto mastery. I was going to do a big intro, but I'm too excited, and I want to hear it about this from the mouth of Jamie. Hello, Jamie. How are you?
Hey, Adaire. Thanks very much for having me on your show. I can only say going live is the way to go.
Oh, it is. It is. And Fiona's here. She's saying, long time no see. I was just telling Jamie before we came on that we were busy laughing at you and your family. Intuitive lotto mastery. Yes, that's it. Exciting stuff. Jamie, how did you come up with this concept, and what's your experience with this?
Well, actually, Adaire, it goes back early in my life. Actually, when I was younger, I saw it on TV once when I think I was 8 or 9, and I kind of got a voice that said, I'm going to get the numbers one day. And it was like, I don't even know what this is. And so I've always, in the back of my mind growing up, had an inquiry or a question around how does this all work and why is this occurring? And as I continue to actually find out about lotto and lotto in Australia, I found, very interestingly enough, that I was actually born the morning after the first lotto draw that night in Australia.
What? So we can track your age if we just go and Google.
Okay. Yes. Thanks, Adaire. Moving on.
So you were actually that was. Would you say that was something that the universal message for you, or?
I think it's a bit of a setup. I think it's something.
Setup, I love it. How about being set up by the universe? Right.
I do feel that way, and yet growing up where I was, we didn't gamble. It's seen something like you're wasting your life. Don't waste your money and things like that. But I'm finding as I start to learn and grow into in my studies with ancient wisdom. That's where I've spent probably the last 10 years is studying a lot of ancient documents, Hermetic teachings, original wisdoms, and universal principles, and understanding our lot in life has a lot to do with purpose. And it's your heart's purpose. It's just not any purpose. And so I've been marrying up, how lotto and the game of lotto, the game of life has been introduced to us, and a lot of words like luck and chance have been attached to it. And I find that sometimes the luck and chance words can be also something where it can be more fanciful and actually not very well attached. So you're saying, oh, well, I was just lucky, or it's only by chance that this happens in my life. However, I was finding that people's lives, including my own, I wasn't actually finding out what I wanted. So I started to have a lot of experiences where I actually was getting money in my life coming in, a windfall, or it seemed to be luck or by chance that I had extra funds, but I didn't actually know what I wanted. And so it actually caused a little bit of grief and suffering. So I thought, no, I've got to do better than this if I want to have more things in my life.
Can I just make a comment here? Fiona's saying you didn't gamble. That's why you were born after the numbers were drawn. You came into the world knowing who won. What do you think about that comment?
Fiona never ceases to amaze me. Her intuitive skills have a broad foresight. So thank you, Fiona, and I appreciate your perspective. Yeah,
don't believe in luck.
No, that's right. I think it's a real distraction word, and I think it's a word that keeps us distant and detached from actually doing the work and finding out what it is that you want, what is it you desire, and you will find, like if I can use the word fundamental, meaning the mental state of funds. And so as you develop your belief or your mental state, and let's say it's out of your conviction of your heart, and I won't even probably go to the word belief as such, because sometimes belief can be many different things, but I believe the conviction of your heart is something that really doesn't ever really change, but maybe you don't spend enough time to deepen and mature the roots. And if you do that, you will find your lot in life, which actually is the definition of the word lotto, which is just an Italian word meaning lot, the lot. Your lot in life will start to actually unfold, and the flow or the cash flow or the funds will start to come in because you really have conviction in actually what you desire to use it for.
And I love what Tracy did here,
yes.
Jamie. She said, luck takes out the responsibility.
Exactly.
That is, yeah. And back here, we've got Roz. Hi, Roz. Great to see you here again. And just acknowledge the ones who, people who have given up their Sunday afternoon. Well, they haven't. They've actually enhanced their Sunday afternoon to jump in here with us live. Really appreciate that. And if you're watching the replay, you'll get a lot out of this as well. You won't be able to ask questions live, but you will get a lot out of it. So, Roz, thank you to see you. Thank you. It's good to see you again. And Roz is saying, purpose is a design, isn't it? So Fiona is also saying, she's quoting. We've got some little snippets. We're going to have to make these up into Jamie Wilhelm quotes for your page.
Ladies are amazing.
If you have any questions for Jamie, please type them in the comments and he will be able to answer them, because his depth and breadth of knowledge of this, I believe, is second to none. Like I said, had many conversations with Jamie about this, and each time I learn something new, and most of the time I have to ask for another translation because because he's just so superior in his knowledge and conviction and belief about this stuff. So sorry, Jamie, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I will from time to time, because we love to have conversations with the people who are in our audience as well. And so ask Jamie anything and continue.
Thanks, Adaire. Yes, I'm probably not used to being cut short on what I say.
It's absolutely.
Yes, that's fine.
It is a new skill that we need to learn while we're going live here on Facebook, because we really do want to have conversations with people who are joining us. And so it's more than about presenting. So, and having a real conversation. Oh, yes, Fiona, sorry, Jamie's dictionary. Tell us about the dictionary. Come on.
In my understandings in the work, I call the conscious work more of a work of objectivity. It's, hey, Carol, objectivity, being able to add activities, the addition of activities, living activities to objects of your desire. And that's where, when you know what you want, you actually know the objects of your life, or the objectivity of your life. And then you get to actually have this free will, this free choice to add as many or highest qualities of activities that you desire to be attached, to experience around one object. And so, dictionary, our book of living...
Was that the end of one conversation at the beginning of a next? I just had you on solo there. I'm like...
Sorry, yeah. Right.
I'm hanging on for the ride. I'm hanging on for the ride, Jamie.
Therefore, taking up the work of writing a dictionary or book of words just based on activity words or constructive living words, activity words, so they can be easy to reference to add better quality words, because I feel like there's some holes in the education that we're brought into. And a lot of it's descriptive and adjectives and nouns, I understand, but not necessarily an ability to bring the magic back into your life by adding activities, bringing things alive again.
So in terms of creating a dictionary, so you are putting, the only thing, words of wisdom. I love listening to you speak, and we've just got you like Kilroy now, because she's made such a long comment, so I'll take it off in a moment. Words of wisdom. I love listening to you speak. Sometimes need a dictionary to follow. Who better to explain what you mean but you? And how many times have I said just speak slowly and use small words and no one will get hurt. This is during our conversations. But it's brilliant. I think you're ahead of your time, Jamie. I really do. And I think the world is catching up, and we're using these mediums like live broadcasting and to help you get the word out there. And there's just people out there that are ready to hear what you have to say, and all the other amazing people that have been broadcasting this week. Theoni's going, totally, I really want the dictionary, and she's not even kidding. So and so where do we put in our order?
Theoni, I'm not kidding either. So I have probably got about 600 words so far. And so with that dictionary, I've also worked on the format or the process based on alchemy, which is the traditional or the original 7 steps of transformation that now you'll probably see in the last 60 years, I would say, James Hillman and Carl Jung have brought into psychology alchemy and its process to add value and to make better, literally turning your lead or the things that are stuck or heavy in your life into something light and precious like gold. And so you see now there's more progressive courses and self-development courses, and they're actually all based out of alchemy. So that's what I've actually now done also to marry up with the dictionary of words.
That is brilliant, Jamie. And now in terms of the courses that you've got happening, I know that you've done some they're not really trial, because you don't trial them, you just do them, don't you?
I did trial for 12 months. I had the same people come for 12 months, which is what I desired to occur. And it's amazing when you really are certain in your imagination, without really not much effort, things actually do occur. And it only kind of occurs according to its necessity. Nothing is ever really super abundant. It's usually just exactly what you asked for. And that's an interesting thing to remember. That
is really, can you just unpack that a little bit for me? Because I'm just feeling just what is happening now. I created this TV channel over a year ago, and I just expected people would just go boom, boom, boom and flock in and just go like, this is great. And it just was crickets up until probably about 4 months ago, when we've had a few code breakers starting to broadcast on here. And I look back and I believe I actually wasn't ready for it then. I knew it was coming, but maybe that's something. But now the abundance that's happening for me and for everybody that's involved in this spiritual and wellness online expo week, it's just been astounding. So maybe unpack, how that works a little bit. If you just get what you need, or if you...
Adaire, I'll unpack it in the context of the lotto game.
Yes, that would be great. Thank you.
What model I'm using in the lotto is the Set for Life model. And the Set for Life model is $20,000 a month for 20 years. And so the exercise that I will be introducing, and I haven't launched this yet. Yes, I know, Adaire, I have not got it launched, but I have been working towards launch. To really look seriously and honestly and genuinely and authentically according to your life and you, what actually would you use every cent of $20,000 a month for 20 years? And even in my own experience, I find, the first few months I'm spending big. I feel like I'm spending like a king. I've bought everything I've ever wanted, and it's only 3 months worth. I've got another 19 years and 9 months. What am I going to do with that? And so I actually find it very sobering. I actually don't find, not that I don't get excited, I actually find my life, I start to be actually responsible in actually what I imagine my usage and my expenditure to be. Because I actually don't want to cause my own grief and suffering. So to unpack what is necessary is to also unpack what you want as being honest to yourself and genuine, and not to add all those extra bits, because what happens with those bits, you play with it for one day and then you say, actually, I didn't want that. Now, how many times do you need to do that until you kind of, let's say, grow up, let's say mature, and realize, actually, I'm not going to mess around with my heart. I'm going to get serious now.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get serious, meaning I'm going to get in a series of all of the things I desire, but connect them all together as a lifestyle. And not just for myself, of course, because I don't live alone. I live in a community of people. And so to look in a broad way.
That's pretty awesome. Again, I'm just going to turn this comment off. I'm just saying, ask Jamie if you have any questions about luck, destiny, chance, or fate. That's not actually said in that way, but that order, but it doesn't matter. Charlene saying there's amazing abundance, and Fiona saying totally she's agreeing. So I love that idea of being able to nut out to the last cent. The thought of actually doing it, though, scares the bejesus out of me, because I doubt whether anyone on this planet, except maybe perhaps you and the group of people that you've worked with for the last 12 months, have actually done that, have sat down and really truly thought about what it is, because we all have these wild, crazy ideas and dreams about what we'd do if we won the lottery, and we might carve it up. I know I used to go, well, there's 8 kids, like 8 siblings, myself and 7 others in my family. Well, no, bugger them, they're not getting anything, but all my kids are going, So you would maybe come from that mindset, and you go, well, I want to buy all my kids a house. I want to put give them some stability, whatever you do with it. But it's not actually nutted out to a daily. No, I don't think we're like anywhere that I've actually heard that concept. So before we spoke.
And to say, Adaire, in looking at lotto itself and the game and the effect it's had on humanity, there is actually a statistic of I'm pretty sure it's 87% of people who have won a jackpot in lotto have lost it 2 years.
Yes, and they usually that much in debt as well. So
and they have done it in good style. It is being something of a massive peak of excitement, buying this super everything and then losing it. Now, how would you feel if you had everything super abundantly and then lose it because you actually didn't know what you want? And so this is where dissolving the luck and chance and getting back into your fate and destiny, I think, is a more important work.
Can we then have a look at the ones who do win the lottery?
Yes. And
lose it all, and how that's related to, because often, like if the ones that do that, and apparently I'd heard somewhere that a lot of them actually do end up ending their lives as well, because their lives go down the toilet as a result of having the money that they're not equipped to have.
That's right.
How does that work in relation to the concept that you're bringing across to us? So in terms of saying that there is no luck, destiny, chance, or fate, these people who seemingly...
It's the luck and chance, the fate and destiny I desire you to work on. So
it's not actually about winning the lottery, but the ones who do get it and haven't worked on their purpose for that money, they're the ones that usually end up...
They just go on a high, super everything, and before you know it, you have a blowout, and they didn't know what they were doing because they didn't know themselves enough to be able to stabilize a lifestyle. Now, the ones that do, they go straight to a lawyer. They move out of the area, the location. They keep everything behind closed doors, because what happens is the familiarities, the families, the people, the friends that find out about this, because they also haven't worked on their own life and they don't know how to conduct themselves in a stable manner, start to become people that add all this pressure to you. They start to ask of you and say, and give you, why can't you give me money? You've got plenty of it. And all of a sudden this unsettlement and this displacement of life occurs. And I would rather give people an opportunity to know their place in life, to have the stability with their friends and family as a stable community. And whatever occurs, you will not be disrupted, interrupted, or taken to a place where it's only going to cause, destruction, suffering, and hurt and pain and all those things. And so that's the lotto can do that.
Okay, so we've got Roz saying, isn't life itself a lottery? Is that what you're suggesting? But we've also got Sarah Louise saying, but aren't most people working towards this? So
I think they are in part. I'm just trying to create a focus group around it for those who actually want to get serious. For those, well, not serious, but who just want to do something a bit more intensely. And definitely that's the kind of person I am. I'm pretty intense. So I kind of been developing exercises to be able to just kind of get straight with yourself and resolve those things a bit faster. And then support each other in that. And, you know, just as much as I desire you to believe in me in something that I desire to be, I would also do the same for you, so that I would create a support structure around that. And life, yes, is a lottery. It is a lot. You have a lot in life. You have an opportunity to experience and unfold and unpack your desire. And
Charlene's saying, yes, you need to know what you want, and it needs to be aligned with your values, which also means that that's that work that we need to do on ourselves, isn't it? That we need to, if we don't know what our value base is, or we don't know what it is that's important to us, then, you know, what do they say? If you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. So, and Charlene's saying, if you're vibrating at the highest frequency, the lower frequency will move away. Oh, that's the only saying, Jamie, intense. So totally is. It is intense, and we've got Charlene's going, we love your intensity. Yes, I think I might have got those comments back to front, but I think that is, Roz is saying, did I put that one up? Focus seems to be the key word here.
Yes.
And can I just ask, Jamie, the focus is on your intention for what it is that you've got in front of you, not just like daydreaming about winning the lottery and, you know, like, oh yeah, okay, I'm going to go, I'm just going to go and, you know, buy a mansion on a hill or buy a yacht and sail the Caribbean or whatever. That's not focused. That's just having a daydream, isn't it?
Look, that's right. And I know in the things that I've manifested over time, it was only, like even just last week, I knew that some money was coming my way. I didn't know how it was going to happen. I knew that I needed money to be out. I've already had the allocation. And it actually came from an old insurance policy that I've already purchased the car. And they were chasing me saying, we just got audited and we got told we gave you the wrong insurance policy. We need to give all your money back plus interest.
Wow.
Now, I've never heard of that before. I didn't know how it was going to happen, but I actually knew like a couple months ago that some money was going to come around my birthday, and it was my birthday last Saturday. And so I found that
last Saturday.
Thank you. They actually messaged me at 11:11 on my phone.
Really?
The day before, and I'm going, what is going on here? Is this for real? And it was for real. And it was like winning the lotto for me, because it was kind of like money for nothing. And I didn't even put a claim in with the insurance. Anyway,
I love it. And if Fiona's yelling out happy birthday, she would probably be singing if she was on here with us. I just wanted to make some, I think that is really awesome. There's a couple of things I wanted to mention. One was, you were saying you had that knowing.
Yes,
had that knowing, and it's like embodied in every cell of your body, that you have that knowing that something's going to happen, that it's, you know. Did you have any more detail than that, or was it just that knowing?
Look, I had my ideas, but then I realized that my ideas is just my way with dealing with it, or assuming that I know how it's going to happen. Yeah. So I was actually really pleased and relieved to know that I don't need to think too hard, but I do need to actually back my conviction and back what I know, stand on it and let it be and let it come back to me, and remain in that ease state, that relaxed resolve state, and don't disrupt myself.
Now that I believe is probably the bigger part of the problem for all of us who are on the manifesting journey, is that, and I've heard that saying where, and I've said it a few times over the last week, where we go, its analogy is like we go to a restaurant and we order a meal, and then we keep running back to the kitchen to see if it's going to come out or not. But
Exactly.
when in real life, when we go to a restaurant and we say, I'll have, whatever we've ordered, we know that it's going to be delivered to our table and we will have the meal that we ordered. And we don't even think about it. We just know. And I love that. I think I heard one of the spiritual healers talking about that and used that analogy. And I went, oh, my God, it's like that. You put that out there, you do the work, and then you just know that it's coming back to you. So I did. Go on.
And say inside of that, I see that, knowing what you wanted to order or command or order as a food, you actually knew what you wanted. Exactly. And then you could relax. Now, if you don't know what you wanted and you ordered it, you'll be sitting there going, is that what I really want? And you're looking at it again. And even though you've already ordered it, it's coming and you're doubting it. And it's like you're stressed. And then it's like, maybe I should change my order. Look, you can really mess things up if you really want to, or get it right the first time. And what I mean by that is listen to your firsts, meaning listen to your heart and value your firsts more than you've done before. And you'll start to realize your heart knows what it's talking about.
That is fantastic. We're just about out of time, Jamie, and I knew that half an hour would go very, very fast with you. And we will definitely have you back on again to share some more of your extensive wisdom. I did Linda's made a comment about being cleared of limiting beliefs. Now, how, in terms of what you are doing, we've got some people just going, wow, an insurance company giving I think someone's saying your money, that's an old Dire Straits song, isn't it? So, and Linda saying she would have delegated that, thinking it was a scam. And
so did I wrote it off initially, but I found the phone number was legit. I went and talked a couple of times. They sent me a confirmation email, and it's absolutely true, and it blew my mind actually.
Brilliant. That is brilliant. So Gordana's saying hello, Jamie and Adaire. Hello, Gordana. It's been a while, hon. Hope you are well. And we've got Roz saying it's all about trust. Is that trusting yourself and trusting the universe?
Trusting your heart, Adaire, trusting your heart. Trusting your inner voice.
We've got so many great questions coming up. Suze wants to know, how do we balance setting goals and planning and taking action versus staying in the flow and in that ease state? We're not going to have time to, yes, please, to having a revisit. Wow. We'll do this very soon, but let's just say, go back to Linda's question about the limiting belief, because I think that there is so many great questions. And so I think Suze, and I'm looking down here so we can see Suze, and there was another one.
All right, I'll go to the clearing the limiting belief.
We'll do that one, and then we'll wind it up, but we will definitely have you back again to actually address what Suze is asking, because I think that's probably at least an hour conversation, or we'll get all right, so go for it. Limiting beliefs.
Okay, well, Suze, just wait. Suze, you just do both, Suze. Just do both same time, okay? Anyway, so the limiting belief, clearing it.
We'll leave the how till later.
Get her to think about that. Limiting belief clearing, and what I've noticed what limiting belief is where it starts as what's called an adverb, and it's an adjective plus a verb. So it's an activity or things being flowing and active, but now you've already added how, what, when, why, who, and where, and when. All right, so what I do is if I believe something and then I have an idea what it might look like, I dissolve that. I say, no, I am not listening to what I think, because what I think is a past experience, meaning it is already occurred. It is a limit. I am letting it free. I'm letting it go to be what it desires to be. And then I go off and do something that I enjoy, or I go into my sleep. I rest in the resolve of knowing it's not about what I think, and I trust that it will occur in its way and relate to me the same way I know my heart is already relating to me and it's already looking after me. It's already loving me, connecting me to all things, and I give it permission to do the very thing, and even in a more denser way, even more integrated way, and that universal connectivity way where I let it fall how it desires to express. So I be the conduit, I be the vessel of a universal experience of life, and not a limited, individual, isolated experience.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I'm getting goosebumps. That is fantastic. Fiona's yelling out, yes! Say no, limiting beliefs about past experiences, whether in this lifetime or a past lifetime. As Susan's saying, sounds easy. And I believe that we will have Jamie back for episode 2 sooner rather than later. So we'll make note of those questions. And I do believe that is a fantastic question. And Linda's saying perfect. Trust. Yes, the trick is to keep trusting. And his story or her story in the past. So right, Fiona. I think we can have an amazing conversation around this, and we could keep it going for a long time. We actually have some more broadcasts coming up that we've got to do some work for as well. So Jamie, I would just like to thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining and playing. It is like playing because it's so much fun. And it's great to be able to have you here on the Psychic, Spiritual and Wellness Online Expo Week, which does end on the 4th of July, which is, I think, whenever I say 4th of July, I get this image of fireworks and eagles and the American flag. Now, I wonder why. But we are inculcated. So it is amazing. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate you sharing your wisdom with us. And we will, look, we've got Sue saying, going to focus on this more. Charlene saying, absolutely. Roz saying, thank you. Susan's here too, saying hi to Linda. They're having a party down there. Keep the party going in the comments. Jamie might pop back in and answer some of your questions if he's. We didn't talk about that beforehand. I said the eyebrows going up. I might be in trouble. Pop back in. Have a party in the comments. Jamie, thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Everybody, bye for now. We'll see you for the next broadcast. Bye.